Hey you guys, so today I have a very important transmission for you guys, and there is something that we don't talk about enough within modern spirituality. How other people's energy can literally dysregulate your nervous system. You can feel it. You walk into a room, someone looks at you sideways, or someone hears about your success and your blessings, and suddenly your body feels off. You have a tight chest, you get racing thoughts, this strange anxiety that wasn't there before. And most people dismiss this as paranoia, but our ancestors would have called it something else. Energetic discernment. And today we're talking about the evil eye, what envy actually is, why your nervous system reacts to hostile energy, and why cleansing and protection work are not superstition, they are actually ancestral survival skills. Okay? And first we need to clarify something very important. Jealousy and envy are not the same thing, because people use them interchangeably, but energetically they are two very different forces. And jealousy is very simple. Jealousy says, I wish I had that. And that's usually where it stops, okay? Someone might admire your life or your beauty, your success, your money, your relationship, and there may be a longing there, but there's not hostility, okay? And if they are evolved enough or working on themselves, they can actually take that feeling of jealousy and use it as inspiration. And there's a very important metaphysical concept that I love that you can easily apply to, nip that jealousy in the bud. And what it is like when something comes into your field that you've been trying to manifest or that your heart has been desiring, let's say that within your friend group, within a span of 6 months, all your friends are getting engaged or having babies. And you want those things for yourself, and they just haven't happened yet, right? You can either get jealous of that, or you can look at it like, oh my God, the universe is bringing this into my field to remind me that it's possible. And that if they can have it, then so can I. And vibrationally, it's getting closer to me, and be in a space of gratitude, okay, instead of being envious. So jealousy is actually a pretty normal human emotion that we can easily work through and transmute. But envy is something much darker. Envy says, I wish I had that, and I don't like that you have it. Envy wants to tear down what it cannot possess. And throughout history, especially among women, envy has destroyed friendships, families, communities, and entire kingdoms and empires. And women have been ostracized, slandered, and even unalived because of envy. The evil eye is not always intentional, and sometimes it is unconscious projection, but the energetic impact is still very real. And here's where things get very interesting. Your intuition and your nervous system are deeply interconnected. Okay? Your nervous system is not just regulating your heart rate and breathing. It is constantly scanning the environment for safety or for threat. This is called neuroception. Your body picks up cues before your mind does. Tone of voice, facial expressions, body language, energy shifts in a room. And even if you're not physically near the person that is sending you bad vibes, you can feel it across the country. Especially if you are energetically and spiritually sensitive, you can pick up on it very quickly. And our ancestors survived because they developed energetic discernment. They knew when something felt off. They knew when someone was harboring hostility. And they knew when it was time to protect themselves. And this sensitive energy did not disappear. We still have it. We've just stopped trusting it. And when someone sends envy, resentment, or hostile projection towards you, your nervous system can register that as a social threat. And your body might respond with anxiety, sudden fatigue, brain fog, emotional heaviness, irritability, and just this strange sense that something is wrong. Like you will just feel very uncomfortable. And this is why many cultures developed cleansing and protection practices. Not because people were paranoid, but because they understood that energy moves through human relationships. And the evil eye is essentially harmful attention fueled by envy or resentment. It can come from jealousy, competition, resentment, gossip, or this overall fixation and sometimes obsession with your life or your success. And it's not always someone sitting around consciously trying to harm you. Sometimes people project energy unconsciously. But intention is not the only thing that matters. Energy still moves. And when enough hostile attention is directed towards someone, it can create spiritual and emotional disturbance. And this is why the evil eye concept exists in so many cultures across the world. Romani traditions, Mediterranean traditions, Latin American traditions, Middle Eastern traditions, everyone has some version of it. And when something appears across cultures like that, it's usually because people have observed the same pattern over generations. And this is where cleansing comes in. Cleansing our energy helps us to release stagnant energy, emotional residue, projections from others, spiritual interference, etc. And there's a lot of different ways that you can cleanse yourself. With spiritual baths, smoke cleansing, floor washes, head washes, prayer, ancestor veneration, carrying protective amulet is very helpful. And these practices regulate both the energetic body and the nervous system because they are very much intertwined. And when you cleanse your energy field, your body usually feels much calmer and much more clear because your nervous system is no longer feeling like something is off. Okay? Now let's talk about protection. Ideally, we cultivate enough self-trust and sovereignty that we don't collapse under other people's projections because we are not fragile and we are not powerless. We are not helpless. But that doesn't mean that we ignore proper spiritual and energetic hygiene. Just like you lock your door at night, you still trust yourself to defend your home if needed. And protection is wisdom, not fear. This is why amulets have existed for thousands of years. They act as shields and energetic filters. They absorb, deflect, and neutralize hostile attention and negative energy. And this is actually why I began creating the amulets that I offer through my shop. Because, when you're in certain situations and stuff, it's just very helpful to have something on your person, on your body, that shields you. Okay? And this can be we say a palo, a makuto, or it can be a piece of jewelry or something similar. But my amulets are very special because each one is handmade and ritually prepared for 21 days by me. And during that time, they are cleansed, they are prayed over, and spiritually charged so that they carry protective force when they reach you. And I currently offer a few different types of amulets depending on what someone is dealing with. And there's one specifically designed for evil eye protection. And I also offer one for workplace protection, which is especially helpful if you're dealing with a jealous or messy coworker who is constantly watching or kind of playing in your face and your energy. And there's also one for gossip protection, which helps to shield you from the energetic impact of people speaking negatively about you. And if you want to explore those, you can find them at sirensnectar.com/amulets. And I do offer Afterpay on my website, and you can split up the payments at checkout. But ultimately, the goal is to not live in fear of the evil eye. The goal is energetic sovereignty. When your energy is clear and your nervous system is regulated and your boundaries are strong, other people's projections lose their power. But sovereignty does not mean pretending that harmful energy doesn't exist. It means knowing how to cleanse and protect and stand in your own field. And our ancestors did not survive by ignoring danger. They survived by learning how to work with energy wisely. And that wisdom still belongs to us. And if you're feeling energetically overwhelmed, blocked, or just like something in your life feels off, sometimes it helps a lot to get spiritual insight and clarity. And in my spiritual readings, we look at what's happening in your energetic field, your ancestral patterns, and what you might need for cleansing or protection. And if you want to book a session with me, you can do that at sirensnectar.com/booking. And if today's episode resonated with you, feel free to share it with someone who might need this reminder, because energetic discernment is not paranoia. It's ancestral intelligence. Okay? I love you guys. I really hope this helps, because if you're dealing with this crap, I know how you feel. For a very long time before I had this wisdom, I thought that I just had anxiety. And turned out it was actually a lot of projections and evil eye and brujeria and gossip and all this chaotic negative energy from others coming at me. And as a psychic medium and a witch and a high priestess, like, I'm just energetically sensitive. And that's where my power comes from. But if you have these gifts and you don't know how to cleanse yourself and protect yourself properly, it can be very disruptive, picking up on the bad vibes. So this really does come from my heart, and I hope it helps you guys, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.